Hello and welcome to TrollTraderCards.com. I am Dave, or Dave C as I'm known on Twitch, and welcome to the second part of our GP Liverpool testing. Again, like the first part, we're not going to go through any games. We're going to go instead through 3 separate drafts and see how they work out. You guys get to see my thought process on the format and how the decks work. I'll also give you an update of the scores at the start of the next draft. Here we have an interesting choice because Ripjaw Raptor is definitely the most powerful card in the pack. I just dislike green a great deal in this format. I don't think it's, besides Merfolk, I don't think it's in any of the top decks, and this isn't a Merfolk card, so I find it hard to pick it, but it is by far the best card. So I think we are. The other options here are Stormfleet, Spy, and Chart, of course, and you know what? I think the Spy is better. I think the Spy is better than the Weaver. Hammer Skull as possibly the second best common, and I think Pirate's Cutlass is actually the best common. Contract Killing, a really solid card as well, but not a way I like to start a draft out. Good few really good blue cards. We're definitely going to see a blue card back out of this pack. So a couple options here. We have the Wayfinder to stay on color. It's also Merfolk, which is important in the green cards. I like One with the Wind. In green blue, that's not Merfolk, some kind of stompy dinosaur team deck. It's definitely up there. And we have Dark Nourishment, which is just a solid removal spell. And one that I thought that was a bit worse than it's ended up playing out. I thought a kind of Lightning Helix effect at this much mana wouldn't be good. But the format's so racy, it's just so swingy that it's just really useful. I think it's better than the Bloodletter. I think it's better than the Wayfinder. It's better with the One with the Wind. Green-black is a deck, but you're like an explore deck. And the problem with that is you can get the payoffs. You can get the Chupacabra and the 2-drop, the 1-3. But they're uncommons, and the explore cards just are taken highly. They're just good. So you don't always end up with enough. Okay, here's a really strong signal. We're definitely taking a Mystic. Still a lot of really good cards in this pack. So Mystic, I think, is the best card here. If we end up in Merfolk, it's absolutely nuts. It's one of the better payoffs for that deck. Siren Lookout is a very solid blue common, goes into multiple decks. Cutlass, again, I still think might be the best common. I think that's a bit controversial, but I think Cutlass is the best common. And then some nice filler cards for the deck. Sheltering Light is good, Rally is good in the right deck. Desperate Pirates is really important for the blue-black pirate deck, though you take a Lookout if you were in that. And Interloper goes with the black card we just picked. But I think we're going Mystic. Passing 2 parts, Cutlass kind of hurts though. And we'll stick with green. We'll take Pounce. Pounce works really nicely with our Ripjaw Raptor. It doesn't commit us to anything else. No sign of Merfolk cards here though. But this pack is just kind of weak. Like, I think I'm taking the only good card out of this pack. Siren's Ruse is fine if you're already in Pirates, but only like the blue-black one or the red-blue one can sometimes take advantage of it, but not as much. And then it's kind of a bunch of filler after that. So Pence is a nice pick here. Again, kind of leading us away. Contract Killing still in the pack. I don't really like the Jungle Weaver. Jungle Delver, sorry. But the issue with taking Killing again is that green-black isn't much of a deck. Where if I take the Delver or the Storm Sculptor, it might be open to go Merfolk. And this is like the hard... This format isn't a lot of fun to play, but really hard to draft. And this is one of the reasons. Do I take the better card that's a bit of a signal in the Contract Killing? Or do I take the much worse card, but it's a lot more likely to end up in a synergistic deck? I think I'm going to take the Contract Killing. Mostly because I was about to say this guy's super replaceable, and more of them will just come around if I'm in that color combination. Marauders is pretty sweet in their correct deck. But I think I'm going to take the runaround. Again, I think the Jungle Delver is replaceable, and if they're coming this late, they'll come this late again. Where if I end up in Merfolk, I think runaround is very important. Other than that, there's a Daggertooth, but he's mediocre. I don't really want much to do with Daggertooth. With L Daggers. No real Merfolk cards. I'm going to take the Queen's Agent, I think. It's either that or Grim Captain's Call, because we already have Merfolk and Dinosaur. And if you're in black, you'll probably end up with a couple pirates, so that might be decent. It's either that or Queen's Agent, because we might end up the Explore deck. I think we're more likely to get more Queen's Agents. So let's take this. Some kind of grindy green-black deck, maybe. Not exactly what I want to end up in, but after this Mystic, Merfolk didn't seem way open. We could have taken like 2 Jungle Delvers over these 2, but that wouldn't look great. Well, I'm going to take the Jade Guardian to keep the Merfolk Dream alive here. Black definitely also open. Deadeye Tormentor still here. And Queen's Agent and Conquistador aren't real signals, but like all 3 of them still being in the pack is a bit of a signal. Okay, we got a Jungle Delver on the wheel. I'm looking to end up a Merfolk if I can help it at all. Let's see what else we get on the wheel. Any of these I'll end up playing? Probably not. I don't want to take this because it's not like it's a backbreaking red card. I'm nowhere near red, and passing it might put someone into my left into it. So I guess I'll take this, though I can never imagine myself really sideboarding it in. It seems just like pretty bad. Got a Castaways. No real way to generate artifacts. I guess Commune with the Dinosaurs is probably going to end up playable more often. The Unknown Shores in case we want to splash. I'll take the only Merfolk. Yeah, so we're kind of stuck here. And these are the drafts you're going to want to avoid, but are hard to avoid at times. I think Merfolk isn't that open. I think the person to my right might just be getting really good Merfolk cards, and I'm seeing the remnants. So we're ending up being this like green-black deck. Nothing great here besides a contract killing again. And the green-black deck only works out if you get the Explore payoffs. But I think we're going to take a contract killing again over a Bloodletter, and there's nothing for Merfolk. I'd love to just be taking card for Merfolk here, but there's nothing. Here. Man, another pack of just nothing. We're not near white, so we don't want this Glorified of Dusk. This is actually a bit better of a card than it looks, but I think the deck has to be very specific. I think we want to hedge with a couple Explore cards over Tormentor. I think I want the Interloper in case we get the payoffs. This is our deck at the moment. We're trying to play as many Merfolk as possible that are green to make this card a little bit better, make our Grim Captain's Call a bit better. We don't have any Pirates, actually. Have to look out for some good ones. And we don't have a Vampire yet. I've played against like green-black grindy deck with Grim Captain's Call, but I've not drafted it that many times. This will be a bit of a learning experience. Another Pounce, I think I want over the Spineback, but Spineback kind of gives my deck something to do. We have these double contract killings to kind of accelerate into it. Or we have another Pounce to go with this Ripjaw Raptor, and it's decent with like the Mystic. I have a decent amount of removal. Let's take a finisher. I really wanted to just change into Merfolk for this pack and lock it out for the third one, but Ruthless Knave is solid, especially with double contract killing. It's hard to know what we should have went into here. Maybe you guys think I mispicked. Would like to hear it in the comments. But we're not getting any payoff for any archetype realistically, so I'm not sure what we're supposed to be doing here. And this is exactly what you want to avoid in your draft rounds. Vanquish, so we're just mono removal. I don't think we saw too many vampire cards, but it's really open now. And I was almost, when I saw the first Call of the Feast, willing to change into it, but we're just going to stick with the most playable cards we can pick. I think now it's Queen's Bay Soldier over Growing Rights with no, like, there's our only mana sink for it. It doesn't seem like a deck for it. So yeah, let's just take... It's also a vampire for the Grim Captain's Call. Another Dino. Over second Interloper. Interloper's only okay, so we'll take another Dinosaur. Eek. Do not like these kind of decks. And the funny thing is, this deck probably looks pretty good against, in like a normal draft format. Like at the start of this format, you come up to me with these picks. I'm like, whoa, you got a bunch of removal. And you got a decent curve. This deck must be great. You have this card advantage card. It's just not. We'll keep taking vampire cards and maybe look for it to be open next pack. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We only have 8 white cards to kind of change, but maybe we have time. Maybe if I boat the Call to the Feasts table. Nothing here. I'll take this in case I can't boat the Call to the Feast somehow table. Well, we have a dinosaur deck if we get Savage Stomps and stuff. Or a Drover. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 dinosaurs now. So first example of a deck I can give you. How exactly to train a train wreck. And we ended up taking maybe too many good cards and not going in an individual direction. But I think it was unclear which direction was exactly open. Maybe I got too attached to green with my early picks. Don't really like the Spike Tail Ceratopses that much. We have a lot of 5s now. I have a lot of 5s now. Probably need some more 8 drops, I think, is what this deck is missing. Man, that's a late Vampire Seal. I don't really want to notice a Triceratops. Again, the chances of me changing color here are pretty much 0. We'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 9, 10 playables. Going into the last pack means we have to pick up 13 of our cards would have to be playables. With both the Call of the Feasts not tabling, it's very unlikely. But I certainly don't need that other Ceratops. So you might as well give yourself that 1%er. It's not even like we have a bunch of Merfolk or a bunch of Explore, and that way we can backdoor into the Explore deck if we open a couple cards. Deck just seems kind of bad. And that cancel. Someone disconnected here. These last picks are taking a little bit. No. We don't really want a third contract killing. I think Heartless Pillage might be a bit better for our deck. Maybe Blue-Black Pirates is what I was supposed to be in. I would have got pretty rewarded here. Yeah, let's pick Heartless Pillage. If I get a couple more 2-drops, they're actually quite decent in these decks. We could have had a double Dreamcaller Siren deck. Man, the blue is open. Yeah, like, maybe we should have been blue-black. Realistically, we didn't have that much attaching us to green. And we still don't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This will be our 10th card. We can't. 11th card. 12th, 13th, maybe. Like, this has to be Jade Guardian at this stage, I think. Man, another contract killing or another Jade Guardian? I guess another Jade Guardian. We hope to get a couple vamps. It also ups our count for the Vine Shaper Mystic. We don't have to play these Ceratopses. We could just play infinite contract killings. I think I prefer another Jade Guardian. Okay, definitely taking this Mark over this Tormentor, I think. Though we really need some 2-drops, some lower drops. Now that we have triple Jade Guardian. Man, this is a weird deck. I fully expect you to tell you to start the next video I 0-1 with this, but we don't know. Again, the individual card power of this deck is quite high, but that usually isn't enough to get you to a finals of one of these drafts. Especially in draft leagues. Like, this is one of the sets where I think that draft leagues are just worse than doing 8-mans in turnout, because sometimes I end up in this deck, but that means that people around me couldn't get enough of their tribal synergy, so then my good stuff deck is good enough, but that's usually not, again, the case in these leagues, because you'll just find other synergy decks. You haven't, like, disrupted anyone drafting like this. This deck is also way too slow. A couple more Queen's Bay soldiers wouldn't go awry. Especially, you really like 2-drop into Heartless Pillage into 5-drop. That would be nice. Man, that's late. So, was no one in Vampires? Because I can't believe you'd be in Vampires and past this. We have no artifacts for this. 1, 2, 3, 4 dinosaurs, 5 dinosaurs. Not enough Merfolk. Play this in most Merfolk decks as well. Now we see a late Weaver. Very late Weaver. I think I just have to take the Desperate Castaways. The most desperate of Castaways just have early drops. Wow. So, no one... Well, this doesn't mean no one's in Vampires. I actually like Deacon better than this guy, but no one in the black combinations of cards. Maybe black-red Pirates. It just feels as if I would have paired my black with nearly any other color, I would have come out with a better deck. Tracker's fine. Oh, Squire's a gift here. Wow, okay, so no one was in Vampires. Who picked up those Feasts then? Why didn't the Feasts table? Did people just hate draft? Something I expect out of GP, not at this, not in leagues. I really want this other Market of Vampire, but I can't say no to a Squire here. Chupacabra, especially when I just picked up the Tracker. It's fantastic. Though I only have one other Scry card besides it. Or Explore. 2 Explore cards. One of them is like reoccurring Explore. I'm definitely taking it. Man, all of a sudden, we're getting the Explore deck in the last couple picks. No need hate drafting. I almost hate drafting in this. There's no need to do that. Oh, that's actually nice. It's another early drop. Don't think I'll play that, but let's put this in the deck. Tormentor came back. There was infinite black cards in that pack. Okay, this is going to be interesting to make. I think I'm going to end up playing the Chupacabra because probably one of my best combinations is Chupacabra, Deadeye, Tracker. But it will be one of the weaker Chupacabras I've ever played. All the plunders. Could also play Commune with the dinos in this deck with 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly 5. There's a chance I don't play these. I'm almost mono black. Take out 11 of those cards. Last card is just going to be a land unless I get really lucky. And then we're going to make our deck that looks way more like a sealed deck than it does a draft deck. So we know we're in trouble. But we tried to make our best of it. I think this is just a great example, though, of what can happen in this format. And it's pretty easy to train wreck, I think. Let's group them separately. Have a look what the cut. A lot of 4-drops. Don't need this guy. Maybe we can cut one Guardian. I kind of like this as a mana sink. We have 2 late game mana sinks. Don't think we want to cut any of our spells, which are just all removal and good. Maybe Lurking is a bit hopeful. This guy. Could cut them 2. And a Skittering Heartstopper. Play that. With only 4 more folk can we run this? Do we just want Chupacabra instead of this to have our best combo in the deck? How many parts do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dinosaurs, 4 merfolk, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think I can run the Chupacabra. I think this is just what I want to run. I could cut the Desperate Castaways for it, but I think for that one combo, it's not worth it. Besides that, we have 2 Explorer cards to go with it. So there's 3 cards in the deck at quote-unquote combos with. Though we do have Grim Captain's Call to bring the cards of combos with back. It doesn't bring back humans, actually. So, yeah, I think we're fine with this. 9-8. Save deck. Okay, that was a draft and that did not go according to plan. If there's any picks you would have made differently, let me know in the comments. But I'm going to play these games. I'll tell you how I do before the next draft. I'll see you guys for the next draft.